Hey again, it's me. Um, my name is Joel Rivas, and I'm documenting my daily life. This is day 2 on improving myself. Today, I wanted to speak about the importance of reading. It's only been around 2 weeks since I began reading consistently on a daily basis, and I feel like the act of reading is so insightful and brings so much meaning into your life, especially when you're reading the right things, or even if you just read something you enjoy. The act of reading just changes the way and perspective you think of things. I've been reading books on finance and starting up a company or a business, and also books on the mentality you should have when just living life, like Stoicism. um, I just bought a book on Seneca and the Letters from a Stoic, and I believe reading is essential if you want to grow as a person because um you get written examples and insight from people who have grown the most and who have made studies on humans that teach you what you need to do to grow as a person. Um, I know I stutter and speak. Um, I know I stutter and speak in segments, but I feel like I need to formulate my thoughts well enough to explain to you guys how I feel about reading. Um, I actually, after reading for 2 weeks, the act of doing it and repeatedly making time to read in your day, it feels so productive. Normally, I would have usually played like Fortnite or gone on my phone and scrolled, like doom scrolled. But in that time that I would have been doing that, I've put that into reading and writing notes. And just the act of doing that on a consistent basis gave me such a strong giving me a stronger mentality on things, and it's teaching me discipline. Like doing something you might not enjoy and doing it repeatedly turns it into enjoyment. I I um I I don't know how to explain it, but after having done it so much recently, all I could really think about is going home and making sure I get that done because I want to grow as a person. And I feel like people should be thinking like that because growing as a person should be your goal or one of the goals that you might want to do as you grow up, because staying complacent and stationary in your life is nothing that you should really be happy with. And I feel like everybody should aim to grow and become a better person. And reading is a great step in doing that. Not only does it help you become a better person when you read certain text, but it also teaches you higher vocabulary and you're able to articulate your words a lot better. Um, I've just been thinking a lot deeper lately after reading, and I felt like this was an important thing to talk about for my experiment and recording myself on a daily basis. I actually have not told anybody about this account. If anybody finds out about it, I don't really mind, but I feel like reading has impacted my life a lot. It's something that when you do it so often, like let's say the gym, like I go to the gym pretty often, um, you begin to actually enjoy it. Like at the beginning of reading, it felt very grueling, but when I began to think about what I might gain from reading, it actually like inspired me a ton. Because the same thing with the gym, after I was like, damn, if I go to the gym and consistently go every single day, I can gain something from it. And same thing with reading. I've began to gain a little more vocabulary articulation, and I've been I've been thinking a lot more deeply about thoughts that I normally would never think about, like my finances and how I want to grow as a person and how I speak to people. Normally, I'd not care how I speak, but now as I'm reading, it teaches me how I should treat people and how if I want to be somebody could look up to, I need to reach a standard of art of an emotional understandings of myself and learn on how I want to treat people and how I want people to treat me. And I feel like reading is just such a important thing when it comes to becoming somebody important and becoming somebody successful. I heard somebody say it, I'm not sure who it was, but it was like everybody who reads or every successful person they know has read a book or reads on a consistent basis. And I'm sure that's not a coincidence. I'm sure that everybody who aims to attain knowledge will become knowledgeable enough to create something for themselves. And that's my goal in life, not to create a company or create a business. I want to create myself in a way that I may attain self-fulfillment, and I would be so happy for the success on the way, because when you aim to better yourself, you will also grow as a person, and that's what I aim to do. I'm sorry if this video is boring or if it's not entertaining, but this video is purely for myself, and if you gain any knowledge from watching it, I'm very happy and grateful. But personally, this video is just to to explain on what I'm thinking, and you probably might not even understand what I'm saying or might not process the same way that I'm processing what I'm saying, because I might not exhibit my feelings the right way. But I just hope to grow as a person, and this is one step in the process of doing so. Today I've read around 20 pages of a book called 0 to 1. Yesterday I read around 34. I'm on chapter 4 right now, and it's been teaching me a lot about monopolies and competitive markets and how you have to differentiate yourself from other companies to create a successful business. And I feel like that's just learning and reading is so important to your daily life that it should become something in everybody's schedule, whether it be 30 minutes to an hour if you don't have enough time for yourself. Maybe even just 15 minutes before you go to sleep. Reading is such a big necessity in becoming an important, or not even an important person, but finding yourself. Because as you read different texts, you might find interests that you never would have thought about before. Too many people are like robots nowadays. They just all like the same exact things, don't even look for anything else other than hi Canelo, other than what everybody else likes. And that's not how the world should be. Or I'm not going to say that's not how the world should be, but people should focus on finding what they love and what their purpose in life is. Or if their purpose in life is to not have a purpose, that's totally okay too. But if you really want to find self-fulfillment and find yourself in anything or become successful, I think the best thing you should do is read. That's advice that I'd give to you, or give to anybody, and give to myself, just from what I've heard from others, especially successful people, and what I've read from successful people. I believe that reading is essential to just calm the mentality, or calm your mind, and create a good life for yourself. I'm sorry if I stumble a lot when I speak, but I try to think and not use repetitive words or filler words. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and this was day 2 of me documenting my growth as a person.